All right. So, interesting subject. We have Joe Dumars from the Pelicans talk about Zion Williamson. And Joe Dumars is the vice executive president of basketball for the New Orleans Pelicans. He's a two-time NBA champion, Hall of Famer, great history in basketball, great player. Now he's talking about Zion Williamson. As far as everybody knows, Zion Williamson's been in the NBA for multiple years. It's 6 years total now. And he's supposed to be this great player when he was entering the league. And he hasn't been taking care of himself. He hasn't been in shape, all that stuff. So Joe Dumars is talking about how he has spoken to Zion Williamson, how Zion Williamson is approaching this season and all that. Now, Joe Dumars can say what he wants to say. I'm going to give you my comments and my opinion on it right after. But just take a listen to Joe Dumars and then we'll talk.
Yeah, the main thing that I've talked to Zion about is just responsibility and accountability. I said, what I've said to him is, with greatness comes responsibility. You don't get to be great and not responsible. And so there's just been a heavy emphasis on that, just being accountable and responsible for what you do. It's not enough just to be talented. And I've said to him, I said, look, there's a difference between talent and great. Those are two different things. You can be talented without any responsibility. You can't be great without any responsibility. You just can't. That's not what greatness is. And so let's just make sure that we are responsible and accountable. And I can tell you, he's been great. Zion has been great. I've not had any issues with him. He's been working extremely hard. I see him probably for the last month in and out of the practice facility, really pushing himself hard. So I have been happy with him this summer. But still, at the end of the day, man, you got to be responsible and accountable for everything you do.
All right, so you heard Joe Dumars say what he said. And the points that he mentioned, and I'm going to expand on them, were those. So he told us that he was speaking to Zion Williamson, and he explained to Zion Williamson that there is a link between greatness and responsibility. Now, Dumars emphasizes that to be truly great, not just talented, a player has to be accountable for what he does and what he eats, how he trains, all that stuff. And it's not enough to just have talent without the responsibility to match. So you have to be responsible to lead the life that you're supposed to lead as an NBA professional player. Have the diet that you're supposed to have. You're getting paid millions and millions of dollars to represent a franchise, be an employee, and adhere to their standards. I mean, injuries happen. Injuries happen to players that take care of themselves as well. But we know Zion Williamson has not been great at taking care of himself. He's another player, just like Luka before, but Luka hasn't been injured as Zion Williamson has. But Luka has had that criticism about his inconsistency taking care of himself, being a little bit overweight, out of shape, all that stuff. And Zion Williamson's dealing with the same thing. The problem is the kid is freaking young, so it is what it is. I mean, you hear Joe Dumars saying that Zion has been showing a lot more dedication recently and over the past month, and he's been in and out of the practice facility on a regular basis, not missing practices, not missing anything, and working hard and pushing himself more than he has ever done before. But will that actually transfer to a better season for Zion? I don't know. Dumars is really stressing that Zion's growth isn't just about physical conditioning, but also about taking personal responsibility for his career. There's a lot of there's a lot of mental strength that goes into being a professional athlete. You have to be diligent with your workouts. You have to be diligent with your diet. You have to follow a strict schedule to perform at your best, because that's what you're getting paid for. Now, being accountable is what will push Zion from just being a talented player to truly reaching greatness. And a lot of people know that he has potential to get to that position, but he just hasn't used his gifts in the best way that he could possibly use them. He's been pretty much immature about his approach of being a professional basketball player. Now, Dumars is optimistic from what you've heard him say, and he believes that if Zion continues on his path of responsibility and commitment, he can finally become the star everyone expected him to be when he was coming into the NBA. Now, it's all about Zion embracing that correct mindset. The mindset of, I want to be the best professional basketball player I can possibly be as a number one priority. He can't have any other thing clouding his thinking, distracting him, or anything like that. He just cannot. The kid is 24 years old. He has played in the NBA 5 seasons, and he was injured for the 6th season. He was drafted in 2019 as a 19-year-old straight to New Orleans Pelicans. And he played the first season, he played the second season. The third season, he did not play. He was injured. The fourth, he played. The fifth, he played. And the sixth, he played. But when I take averages, if you take all 6 years, 6 of those seasons, if you take 6 of those seasons and find out what he averages, how many games he averages per season, it's embarrassing. It's 36 games a season he averages, taking into consideration the season that he did not play. If you take that season out, he still averages like 45 games a season. It's terrible. I mean, he had seasons that he averaged 27 points one season. He averaged 26 points another season. In the most recent season, he averaged 24.6 points per game, but played only 30 games in that season. His 2 longest seasons that he played was, as I'm looking at his statistics here, was 2020-21, where he played 61 games. Then he was injured the next season, didn't play at all. And then in 23-24, that's the longest season he's ever played. He actually managed to play 70 games at 31 and a half minutes a game. Field goal percentage, the guy has field goal percentage insane. His career is 58.9. So when he's healthy and he's playing, he could be a great player. And if imagine him having a mentality of a, just think about it, of a Kobe. Oh my goodness, what this guy could do. His 3-point shooting first season was 42%, then it went down to 29. His fourth season, 37, 33 in the last season, 30 games, 23%. Terrible. He's just not consistent in working on his game. It's simple as that. Free throws just under 70%. Rebounds 6.6. He could definitely be much higher than that with his body, with his build. He's like a freaking Charles Barkley. He should be better than rebounding. His assists are not bad. 4.3 for a power forward. Not too bad. And then, like I said, last season he averaged 24.6 points a game. His career average is 24.7. So the guy has a lot of potential. If Joe Dumars is on his ass and he's actually right about him, and he keeps him in line, maybe Zion Williamson will actually reach his potential and be a great NBA superstar, because he could be a superstar. He's 24 years old. And to tell you the truth, the worst thing is, I think the time for Zion Williamson to become that superstar is pretty much running out. It's at its end. He's got 1, maybe 2 seasons, and that's it. He's going to be too old to reach that peak. He's going to be 26, so many seasons injured, not in shape. Well, maybe he could still do it, but every season you're coming into the season and you're not really taking care of yourself, you're not taking care of your diet and your body, you're taking a huge risk of having a major injury. And he already had one in his 3rd season. He might miss another season. And what does that do for him? Contract-wise, value-wise, even if they wanted to trade him. I mean, who's trading for a guy that's always injured, that's averaging 45 games a season? And he's immature and just irresponsible. That's what I'm thinking about it. I mean, it's interesting comments from Joe Dumars, and it's nice that he's talking about it and he has belief in Zion. Well, I hope for Joe Dumars' sake, because he's an ultimate professional, that Zion Williamson actually will do what Joe Dumars thinks he is going to do. So he doesn't disappoint Joe Dumars and the team again. Okay. Let me know what you guys think. Comment section's open. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.